Picture yourself alone. Your favorite song comes on, and you just let go. You are dancing, completely unself-conscious, lost in the rhythm, and entirely free. Then you turn around. Your roommate is standing in the doorway watching you. In a fraction of a second, that feeling of total freedom evaporates. Your body tenses, your face flushes, and the private reality you were just enjoying shatters. The philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre called this exact phenomenon the look. He argued that the moment we realize we are being observed, our entire mode of existence changes. We go from being a free subject controlling our own world into a mere object existing inside someone else's world. This dynamic plays out constantly in adult life. It explains why you might quickly brush off a genuine compliment, but a single raised eyebrow from a coworker in a meeting will loop in your head for a week. It is the reason you edit a caption 4 times before posting it, terrified of how it will be perceived. Craving this external validation is not vanity. You are not broken or needy for wanting to be seen accurately. You are just running standard human software. But it raises a serious question. How much of your identity is actually yours, especially now that our social standing is quantified by screens? To understand this software, we have to look at how we build our sense of self in the first place. Early sociologists like Charles Cooley proposed the theory of the looking glass self. The idea is that we figure out who we are by role-playing and anticipating the judgments of others. We use the people around us as mirrors to construct our own identity. There is a very practical reason for this mechanism. For early humans, belonging to a group was a strict survival requirement. If you were excluded from the tribe, your ego wasn't bruised. You were exposed to the elements, and you were going to starve. This diagram of the human brain shows exactly how high those stakes remain today. When researchers scan people experiencing social exclusion, they see intense activity right here in the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex. That is the exact same region that processes the distress of physical pain. Your nervous system treats a lack of approval as a literal threat to your physical safety. But if rejection hurts, approval pays. When you receive a compliment or a boost in reputation, a different region called the striatum lights up, releasing dopamine. Your brain converts social approval into a powerful internal currency. Because our brains process social approval as a survival requirement and a chemical reward, we become biologically trapped into repeating behaviors that earn us recognition from the group. Without realizing it, we unconsciously shape our personalities just to keep others comfortable. The modern attention economy recognized this hardwired biological craving and built an entire industry around it. Tech platforms figured out how to hijack our looking glass instincts and weaponize them to capture our time. For most of human history, your social standing was entirely ambiguous. You had to guess where you stood in the village. Platforms stripped away that ambiguity, turning human approval into exact, highly visible numbers, like likes and view counts, inviting you to constantly compare against everyone else's highlight reel. This graph compares a steady baseline of attention to how algorithms actually dispense social validation. Notice the wild peaks and valleys. This is known in behavioral psychology as a variable reward schedule, and it mirrors the exact mechanics of a slot machine. Because you never know exactly how a post is going to perform, the reward is unpredictable. That unpredictability is incredibly reinforcing. It creates a behavioral loop that drives the compulsion to pick up your phone and check your notifications over and over again. This system hits young people especially hard. During adolescence, the brain's reward circuits are still developing, making them highly plastic and unusually sensitive to peer feedback. Social media industrialized our fundamental survival instincts, converting the natural need for community into a highly exploitable vulnerability. The common advice to just stop caring what people think is completely unrealistic. The philosopher G.W.F. Hegel pointed out that mutual recognition, seeing others and being seen by them, is actually a requirement for achieving true freedom. You cannot just detach from society. Instead of trying not to care, you can change how you process the feeling. The first practice is simply naming the need. When you catch yourself doom scrolling or fishing for a compliment, pause and tell yourself, I am looking for evidence that I am okay right now. Labeling the feeling turns an automatic compulsion into a conscious choice. The second practice is deliberately tolerating small doses of disapproval. Decline a low-stakes invitation from an acquaintance without making up an elaborate excuse to soften the blow. Just say no. The goal here is repetition. Your nervous system learns through direct experience. By letting someone be mildly displeased with you, you provide first-hand evidence to your ancient brain that disapproval is entirely survivable, rather than a physical threat. True freedom relies on maintaining a boundary where the validation of others remains an informative input, rather than the final verdict on your worth. If you found this perspective helpful, hit the like button, share this video with someone who might need to hear it, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the mind.